Hello everyone, Tina here. Thank you so much for joining me for part 2 of the 10 cards 1 kit with the Spellbinders April 2019 card kit. This card kit is called Night Out, and if you missed part 1, my first 5 cards, I'll leave it at the end of the video if you want to check it out. Also, if you missed the unboxing, I'll leave that at the end also. So, starting off with card number 6, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the stripe pattern paper directly to my card base. I'm going to offset it a little bit to the right, and this journaling tag came also in the kit. Super pretty bunting on there, and I love the colors, so I thought we'd create a little banner with that. I'm just tucking the fishtail end underneath that journaling tag, and then if you notice on the journaling tag there's some stamped sentiments. They say pretty kind, pretty smart, and pretty strong, but the sentiments in the stamp set coordinate with in the same font as the journaling tags, so I thought we'd add a few more, kind of filling it in. So I'm going to add the fabulous. I'm going to stamp that a few times. I also stamped incredible, and then I'm going to also stamp beautiful. I mentioned this in part 1 that I like to kind of season my stamps with my Versamark ink first, and then I like to stamp with my dark ink. It seems to work better for me, so that's what I'm doing here. Now I was going to add friend to the inside of my ephemera piece that looks kind of like an award tag, but then I ended up changing my mind. I grabbed that and inked it up and then changed my mind. So we're not going to use this friend. I decided to use the star that was in the sticker set. It's a green star with silver polka dots on it, and it fit in there beautifully. I'm gonna go ahead and add some foam adhesive behind my little award ephemera piece. But before we tack it down, I kind of want to figure out my placement. And I'm thinking about putting it directly over my fishtail banner on top of the journaling tag. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and add some foam tape and pop it up and put it on our card base. I just love the colors of this, and I think everything went really well. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my award banner. And then, since there was a lot of silver sparkle going on, but there was no silver accent on my journaling tag, I thought we would add some sparkle using some Nuvo glitter drops. These are silver moon dust, and I'm just going around the strings of the little bunting there, and the little bows too, to add a little bit of sparkle. And then that finishes off card number 6. Now we're going to move along to card number 7. I wanted to use the beautiful ballerina in the stamp set. So I'm inking her up and I'm stamping her on a piece of white cardstock. This is Nina 80-pound cardstock. It's a Copic friendly cardstock, and I'm going to color her in with some Copic markers. But before we do our coloring, I'm going to stamp the tutu, but I want to heat emboss it with silver embossing powder. So I'm going over my panel with my anti-static powder tool, and I'm taking one of the tutus. This one has the body also on it. I'm going to stamp that with VersaFine ink. VersaFine ink is a sticky ink, so it'll when I take my silver embossing powder and go over it, you can't even tell that there's black underneath it. But using my heat gun, I'm going to go ahead and melt that so she has a nice sparkly tutu dress. And it's kind of a sketchy image, so I want to kind of keep with that. So just using my Copic markers, I'm going to color her in. I'm not doing any two-tone shading or anything. This here is E00. I'm using that for her skin tone. And then I'm taking E13 to color her hair. And then I believe it's RV52 to rosy up her cheeks. And then I am going to do a little coloring on her tutu, on her skirt. I'm just doing some flicking motions, and I'm going outside of the sketch lines with my pink marker. This creates a real neat, and then I'm going in with the darker shade. I'm not sure what color the darker shade is, but I left the cap out. But this kind of creates an effect or an illusion that it's a transparent tutu, almost made of mesh, and I just love the effect. Next, this is my card base. I'm adhering the striped pattern paper off to the left, and I already stamped beautiful on my little ballerina here. I stamped it in the bottom right corner, and then on my card base I had already stamped daughter, and both of those I just used my VersaFine black ink. So my sentiment says beautiful daughter. Next I'm going to use a few of the ephemera pieces. I wanted to bring in some more silver, so I'm using this silver flourish and then 2 of these little pink flowers. Now I went ahead and took 3 sequins, and I believe these are the last sequins in the kit. I used every last one of them. And then for a little added sparkle, I'm using the same silver moon dust glitter drops, and I went over the tutu in the center of those sequins. And then that finishes off that card. I think it's really soft and really pretty. Okay, we're moving along here to card number 8. I trimmed down a panel using this beautiful pattern paper. This is my favorite one. I really like the pattern on here. I'm adhering it all the way to the top of my card base, but leaving borders on the left and right. Next we're going to use the cake sticker. I die cut out a piece of the silver cardstock using a 2.5 inch circle die, and I just stuck my cake to it. Now I thought we'd do a little bit of coloring with the cake. So again, I'm just using my Copic markers. I kind of picked colors that coordinated with the pattern paper in the back. I used like a orangey for the icing and then pink for the flowers. And then I'm also going to bring down a little pink to the cake platform there. And then we're going to bring in a green. The green is G43, and I'll color in the leaves and also add a little bit of accent on the cake plate down there. And the surface on the stickers was super smooth, so it was really light coloring, and it coordinated with the color in the pattern paper really, really well. I'm going to add some tape behind here. We're going to go ahead and adhere that to our card base. And then I have 3 of the ephemera sentiments. I have Celebrate, Oh Happy Day, and Love. I just popped them up with some foam tape and added them to my card base. And then I wanted my icing, since it looks like it was dripping, I thought we'd bring in some Nuvo Jewel Drops. These are Limoncello, and they dry translucent. But it's going to really make my little cake shiny. And then I left it at that. That's that card. Now for card number 9, I'm using 2 pieces of pattern paper. This green stripe here, I'm going to add it to my black and white stripe. And I wanted to create kind of like a little present. So once my present's made, I'm going to flip it around and add a good amount of foam tape behind here. Since I'm using pattern paper, I wanted the stability of my foam tape. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my card base. Next I have the ephemera flag, and then the sticker flag. The sticker flag is popped up on some foam, so it already has dimension. And then the sentiment on that, Celebrate Today. And I just kind of crisscrossed them. And then to cover the bottom up, I'm using the little bow that was in the ephemera pack. It's a black and white bow, and I thought it went really well. I'm just going to add some foam adhesive behind here and add that to the base of my flags. And then using the star die that came in this month's kit, it was neat because it cut out the outline and then it cut out the inside of the star. So it created, I cut it out 3 times and it created 6 stars. And I just layered them around my card base as if they were coming out of the present, kind of keeping it nice and bright and cheery. And then that finishes off card number 9. And I have a piece of cat hair stuck underneath my sticker, and I was just trying to get the evidence off, and we finally got it off. My little furry friend wanted to go along with this card. Okay, for my final card today, it's going to be super, super clean and simple. I have a panel here that's 4 inches by 5 1/4. I just trimmed it down with white cardstock that came in the kit. I went ahead and used the heart sticker that came in the sticker sheet, and I added that to my panel. I want to go ahead and add my panel directly to my card base. And then there are 3 hearts that were in the sticker sheet. So I'm going to use the 3 hearts here. There was 4 that actually came in, but I used one on a previous card. So we're going to use the leftover 3. I'm going to finish off my sentiment by using the stamp, or the stamp set, the sentiment that says beautiful. I'm stamping it with VersaFine ink right above the heart. So it says beautiful heart. This could be a universal card. And again, it's super clean and super simple. But the outcome was really pretty, especially with those bright little hearts. I just added 3 hearts around my little sentiment. And I'm not going to add no bells or whistles. I like how clean it looks. But it's nice to have on hand for just because. And I thought I'd just throw a very clean and simple card in. So that completes card number 10. So here's a look at all the 10 cards that I made today with the Spellbinders April 2019 card kit. The card kit again is called Night Out, and I'm not sure if it's still available. If it is, I'll link it down below. And I'm so sorry again that I had to separate my video into 2 different parts. For some reason it would not upload the entire video at once, so I had to separate it, and I'm sorry about that. But I hope you're here from part 1, and if you're not, I'll link it at the end here along with the unboxing. I wish you a fantastic day, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.